Good morning. Good morning. This is the day that the Lord has made. We are going to rejoice and be glad in it. If this is your first time stopping by this streaming platform, it is not by accident that you are here. God has a message that He wants to get into your inner spirit to bring you out of your darkness, to bring you out of your pain, just to bring you out, to redeem you, restore you, resolute you, restitute you, and give you a beautiful, beautiful day. So, with that said, I am the Reverend Mrs. Dewana, and I greet you today with Jesus' joy. And I'm trying to find the message. Here it is, right here. So now that we got that out the way, God gave me this message. He having met me at 6:49 a.m. He gave me a message on deadly emotions. So my reflection this morning was that I was thinking about forgiveness and unforgiveness. We have systems and organisms that have hurt us in the past and even right now. And even though we may have moved on, well, we really haven't moved on because we're still holding on to um, unforgiveness, and we need to forgive so we can no longer hurt. Many of us are hurting. Many of us are damaged. Many of us are still carrying unforgiveness from old stuff, not just people, but people, places, and things. Old pain, old betrayals, old disappointments, old systems, old seasons that should have been released a long, long time ago. And hear me, you can't move the car forward while you're looking backwards. You wonder why the relationships that you have right now aren't working? It's because you haven't forgiven the old stuff so that you can be free and liberated to move forward. You can't move the car back forward while you're looking backwards. You can't step into resurrection while rehearsing the grave. You can't step into resurrection while rehearsing the grave. You can't walk in newness while dragging yesterday's chains, my friends. You say from this day forward, but the old stuff keeps following like a shadow that refuses to die. So today, let me get a sip of water here. It's early in the morning and the vocal cords are not open, are not fresh yet. Hold on, let me get some water. Mm, good old fresh cold water. So you say from this day forward, but the old stuff keeps following you like a shadow that refuses to die. So today, I'm asking you under the sound of my voice, drop the mess, release the mess, let go of the deadly emotions so you can live. Let go of people, places, and things so that you can live. Yes, you have moved on, but you really haven't moved on. You just changed proximity. But in your mind, body, and spirit, your mind and your spirit, they're still back at that old location. Because deadly emotions are killing us. They are the silent killer. That's who's really killing you. That's really who's making you get old. That is in the faith, in the body, in the spirit. They sit in your nervous system. They sit in your bloodstream. They sit in the breath and they choke out the life out of you slowly. So that's including myself. Stop allowing it. Forgive and be free. Because let's just think about this for a moment. Jesus himself had to release absolutely everything before the violence of the cross even began. He had to release Judas. He had to release the betrayer. Judas the betrayer. He had to release the guards, the enforcers. He had to release Pontius Pilate, the politician. He had to release the crowd, the mockers. He had to release the ones who nailed him, the executors. He had to release the entire system, the white horse, the red horse, the black horse, the pale horse. That is the first white horse. Every oppressive structure riding through history, trying to crush the souls of God's people. He had to release all of that. Jesus absorbed every deadly emotion, the shame, the betrayal, the abandonment, the injustice, the violence, so that you and I can sit in redemption, resolution, reconciliation, and restoration and experience heaven even while we're still walking here on earth. So stop waiting on systems to rectify. Stop waiting on institutions to apologize. Stop waiting on people to fix what they broke. You rectify with the triune God. You align, align yourself with the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. You step into freedom because heaven already signed your release papers. Hello, heaven already signed your release papers. Father, forgive them. They know not what they're doing. What is it that they don't know that they're doing? Microaggressions, sexism, classism, and all the isms. That isn't about them, but about your nervous system and overall health and releasing absolutely everything. So this really is the day that the Lord has made. So we can really rejoice and be glad in it. Release on this day your relatives who harm you from a distance as well as close up. They don't know either. Release old and broken. They don't know either. To begin, you must pick up your bed of all the stuff that you laid in and give to Jesus while you're following him. This is inner spirit emotional intelligence and healing today. Today, we're losing weight. How about that? The isms are really real, but they don't get to live in your body rent free. Yes, what's that? Okay, microaggressions, sexism, classism, colorism, respectability, politics, all the isms that try to shrink you. This reflection is not about pretending they didn't happen. It's about refusing to let them set up a permanent address in your bloodstream. Because when you refuse to forgive, you're not saying everything is fine. You're saying I refuse to carry what is not mine. You're saying my body deserves peace. You're saying my nervous system deserves the Sabbath. Because this is the day that the Lord has made. For real this time. Not the day when you fake a smile. Not the day when you push through pain. Not the day where you swallow your truth. But the day where you say, I release what has been choking my joy. Release the relatives who harm you from a distance. Release the ones who harm you up close. Release the old stories that keep replaying in your chest. Release the broken places that became familiar beds. Because, because to begin healing, Jesus tells us, pick up your bed and walk. Pick up the bed of old betrayals. Pick up the bed of old disappointments. Pick up the bed of old survival patterns. Pick up the bed of old coping mechanisms. Pick up the bed of old shame. Pick up the bed of old silence. Pick it up, not to carry it, but to hand it to Jesus while you follow him into freedom. Because this is inner spiritual, emotional intelligence. This is somatic healing. This is womanist theology, meeting Yoruba wisdom. And for Yoruba wisdom, for the Black woman's nervous system, hear me out. In Yoruba thought, your aura, that is your inner head, your divine consciousness, must be kept light, clean, and aligned. A heavy aura cannot rise, beloved. A cluttered aura cannot hear anything. A wounded aura cannot lead. Forgiveness is not weakness. Forgiveness is aura cleansing. You know, sometimes you say, I just can't think right now. That's because your aura is cluttered. It is the spiritual act of saying, my destiny deserves a clear path. My ancestors did not survive for me to stay stuck. My spirit deserves to breathe. And to the Black American woman who's still chained since post Jim Crow, listen up, sis. You have carried chains that never were yours. Chains of silence. Chains of strength without rest. Chains of being the backbone for everybody else. Chains of being the strong one while breaking in private. Chains of inherited trauma. Chains of generational expectation. Chains of being overlooked, underestimated, and over refused. But today, we are going to release. We are going to lose some weight today. Not by force, not by shame, not by pretending. We're going to lose 150 pounds. We're going to lose 300 pounds. We're going to lose 1,000 pounds. But we're going to lose it by releasing it, by naming what hurt, by forgiving what no longer deserves space, by breathing like your lungs belong to God, by walking like your ancestors are watching, by rising like the resurrection is in your DNA. And as we close on this message about those deadly emotions, 100 pounds, 200 pounds, 500 pounds, 1,000 pounds, 10,000 pounds. And I said this morning, I said this morning, I was thinking about forgiveness, not the kind that excuses harm, but the kind that breaks chains off your nervous system. Because some of them didn't know what they were doing, and some of them did know what they were doing. But either way, you're not going to carry those 500 pounds, 10,000 pounds, 20,000 pounds anymore. 50,000 pounds, 100,000 pounds. We're not carrying that anymore. And I hear Jesus saying, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they're doing. And I hear your spirit saying, Father, free me. I know exactly what they are doing. I know exactly what they did. But today, this is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it, because you're not waking up with their weight on your chest anymore. Oh, my daughters, you're releasing the microaggressions that sat in your shoulders. You are releasing sexism that lived in your spine. You are releasing classism that tried to choke your breath. You're releasing every ism that tried to shrink your soul. Because this forgiveness, this release, this letting go, it ain't about them, boo. It's about you today. Your body, your breath, your peace, your aura, your divine head, your Yoruba rooted destiny, your Mende rooted destiny, your Fulani Igbo, in whatever African ancestry that you're rooted in, that destiny. And I hear the ancestors humming. I hear the mothers rocking. I hear the wisdom of the African mothers, the ancestors rising, saying, Kumo, lighten your head. Kumo, clear your spirit. Kumo, your destiny cannot rise under this weight. And Jesus steps in the room saying, pick up your bed and walk. Pick up the bed of old betrayals. Pick up the bed of old disappointments. Pick up the bed of old survival patterns. Pick up the bed of old silence. Pick up the bed of everything you laid in when you didn't know you deserved better. Pick it up, not to carry it, but to hand it to Jesus while you follow him into Jesus. Because today you're losing some weight. 500 pounds, 2,000 pounds, 15,000 pounds, 20,000 pounds, 100,000 pounds, infinite thousand pounds. Weights of childhood, weights of the workplace, weights of your churches, weights of your family, weights from systems, weights from old Jim Crow shadows that still carry on in your back. But the devil is a liar, and the chains are breaking. The yokes are lifting, the burdens are rolling away. And I declare over every black woman, every black man, every person still shaking off dust from post Jim Crow. You are not bound. You are not stuck. You are not small. You are not forgotten. You are not carrying this into another day, because this is the day that the Lord has made, and this is the day you breathe again. This is the day you rise again. This is the day you reclaim your joy. This is the day you walk in your healing. This is the day you say, I release what is not mine. I reclaim what is. My aura is clear. My spirit is steady. My body is holy. My healing is happening. It's happening right now. And I am free. Somebody shout, free! 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 Because today you're losing all those weights and you're not picking them up again. And let's remember the affirmation for today. I release what is not mine. I reclaim what is. My aura is clear. My spirit is steady. My nervous system is safe. My body is whole. I'm cool, calm, and collective. I'm no longer bending over so somebody can ride my back. My healing is happening and I am set free. Walk again, rise again, move again, think again, smile again, keep hope alive again. May love, joy, peace, patience, goodness, kindness, mercy, forgiveness, and self-control be yours again. To God be the glory. Open the fire, Olawa, Amadi, Labari, Selah, and Essay, and may the windows of heaven have opened. I hope you have enjoyed the view today. And the ancestors really was speaking today. I hope you heard the message. Take it in. Hit the replay button as much as you need, and then share this message. Share it over with another person. If they don't receive it, that's okay. Shake the dust, move on, and let God do the water, because we all have our own timing when we have to meet Christ. Today, I met Christ at 6:49 a.m. And this is the message that he gave to me to give to you, and then you give it to somebody else, sharing with them. Father, forgive them, forgive them, forgive them, forgive them. Forgive them means more than one. Forgive them, for they don't know what they're doing. People come into your workplace, they're coming in with systems from their system, and they're coming to your system, and sometimes it clashes. You don't have to come against them. Just, Father, forgive them. Forgive me, help me, strengthen me. There's no condemnation when you are in Christ Jesus. No condemnation. No condemnation. No condemnation. Don't let that mess get into your nervous system, because only the Jesus, the triune God, can get that mess out of your nervous system. Some of you are not being able to walk around. You can't move around. You can't think because you're so locked into old stuff that you haven't forgiven. Forgive the stepkids. Forgive your family. Forgive your spouse. Forgive your workplace. Forgive sisters, your neighbors. Forgive. Forgive. That's for you. That is for you. Well, the message has come forth, and I hope that you will receive it and be blessed. And until next time.